Welcome back to Vinyl Decal School. Thanks for joining me. Any likes, follows and subscribes are always appreciated, so thank you in advance for those. So I have my own vinyl business, and because I do a lot of kind of vinyls for signs, I end up with a lot of vinyl offcuts and kind of scrap bits. I don't save anything that's super small because I usually can't do anything with it, but I have a folder full of kind of pieces that are around that size. They do tend to vary in all different colours, and then I have a drawer full that I need to sort into this as well. I just haven't got around to doing it this month yet, but as you can see I've got quite a few, so I've got a number of things that I tried to do to get rid of them once they build up. So I thought in this video I would just go over a few of those ideas. So it's things that I've done previously with vinyl offcuts, and also ideas that I've had and things I've seen elsewhere. So the first most obvious one is to use them for your smaller designs, because that's what it's there for, to be used for your business. But if the reason you're ending up with all of that excess vinyl is because you do mostly larger designs and you think doing smaller stuff's not going to be worth your time, then it might actually be worth considering doing a few smaller things, just because you can add them in the spaces around your larger decals and it means you end up with less wastage. I've also found they've acted as a bit of a trial run for my customers. So if someone's not quite sure that they can apply a decal or they're not sure what to expect, they will often order like a smaller thing from me. Once they're happy with it, then they'll come back and buy a larger design. So it is quite useful for that. And they really don't take as much time as you think they might if you've never sold smaller stuff before. So as I just said, a lot of my smaller stuff does just fit around my larger stuff though. So that doesn't really help me with my vinyl scraps. It means I end up with less, but I still do end up with some because my medium and larger stuff just tends to sell more than my smaller stuff does anyway. And I also tend to find that I just don't have the time to get the vinyl scraps out and use them to cut things with, because it's so much easier for me to cut as many things as I can at one time using like my roll feeder or using my large mat on my Cricut. But you can use lots of different scraps at the same time. You just add them all to one mat and then move your designs around so that they fit where the scraps are. If you design with an iPad, this is perfect as well because you have the snap mat feature. If you want to see that in action, check out this video here. And so you can save yourself time by using lots of your scraps at the same time rather than kind of having to swap them out. So as well as creating smaller decals, you could also do like sticker sheets. That way it's a lot less time intensive. They're super easy to just design the same shape over and over again, and then they're dead quick to make and weed. And then you can just keep them in a drawer, and even if no one buys them, you can use them yourself on gifts or on different things you craft. So when you've got a little bit of downtime, just make a ton of sticker sheets in different colours and then add them as an option to your shop. And if you're using scraps and they're not taking you much time, you can sell them for quite a reasonable price. But if you've done all that, you've exhausted all the options of different things you can sell using your vinyl offcuts, then there are still plenty of other things you can do. So actually the quickest option for me, and I've done this quite a few times in the past, is creating kind of vinyl scrap bundles out of them and selling them to other crafters who are maybe just starting out and want some stuff to experiment with. So I'll usually do like a mix of colours of about maybe 20 scraps of decent size and just pop them in a C4 envelope and sell them via eBay. It's usually the easiest place. They don't really sell for that much, so it might not be worth your time. I've just done it in the past when I've ended up with a huge stack of offcuts and I don't have the time to make anything with them and I just kind of want to get rid of them. That's the quickest way to shift them. So if that's the case for you as well, it might be worth thinking about. I have also just given away stacks in the past as well to people who might want to use them, because I'd rather do that than it go to waste. So it is worth thinking about giving away freebies to your customers as well. I saw this idea on TikTok a while back. I'm not sure who it was. I'm really sorry. If you know who it is, let me know and I'll add their tag in the description. So they came up with the idea of creating letters out of their scrap vinyl. So just doing it in like a cool font and doing loads of different letters so you've got them ready to go. And then when someone buys from you whose first name begins with F, you just put an F in there and then they can use that wherever they want to use it. It's just quite a fun, generic way to give away a freebie that's quite personalised to your customer. So I thought that was a really cute idea. But then obviously you could do ones that are more specific to your niche if you sell kids stuff or things for organising the house, and I'm sure you can come up with something that is going to be quite generic that everyone might want to use. Just obviously making sure they're really quick to make at the same time as well. Or rather than a freebie, you could use that excess vinyl to make decals out of your logo if it's simple enough, or something that's kind of relevant to your branding, and then you can put that on your envelopes, on little thank you cards, or on other things you might want to give away, especially if you sell at craft fairs or in person. Then of course you can use them for yourself as well around your craft room or your home office to organise your storage, make yourself little quotes for inspiration, that's what I've done, or customise your Cricut or Cameo machine. It is just a time factor obviously when you're using them for your business. You don't want to be spending so much time creating things with these vinyl scraps that you're missing out on time that could be spent making orders or creating new designs or doing things that will actually propel your business forward. You just want to make sure that whatever you're doing with it has some added value. But if you can find the time to fit them in and make the most of all of your resources, then that's perfect. And hopefully this video has given you a few new ideas of what you could do with them. Let me know in the comments if you have any other great ideas for what to do with your vinyl offcuts, and if you're going to do any of the ideas I've just mentioned in the video. And please don't forget to like, follow and subscribe for more videos like this in future.